Hi everyone. Well, I'm back again with Mahabharata stories. But before I hop into Mahabharata, my last live was about Bharat, the, the king who actually gave us the name of Bharat. So, Bharat from Bharatvarsha, who actually ruled probably half of the world. And we can see the prominent activities which I have shared regarding the Mahabharata times, that we had Greeks, we had Persians who actually came and took part in the Kurukshetra fight. But before I hop into the more exciting storylines, exciting details, I shouldn't say this as a story, I should say this as probably the history of our own motherland, Bharatvarsha. Well, let me give you a little bit of idea about what used to be that time as a name and the present locations. For an example, আজ যদি আমি বলি যে আজকের ভারতবর্ষের কোন জায়গাটা কি ছিল তখনকার যুগের নামে এবং সেটা এখন কি নাম হয়েছে, কোন দেশ হয়েছে, I think it will be much more easier for all of us to understand how big the entire kingdom used to be. So this is a story of Chandravanshis, the lunar kingdom guys who actually ruled Bharatvarsh in that time. Well, let me take you a few bit of name. Today's Haryana or Punjab used to be Kuru that time, wherein people feel that Hastinapur used to be that Kuru. Kashi is central UP, where we had Amba, Ambalika, and of course Ambika took birth, whom were actually kidnapped by Bhishma. Now, who is Bhishma? Bhishma is Devbrata. I'll talk about that. I'll share that entire story. But let me give you a little bit of map of the earlier kingdom and the timing. Panchal, today's Uttarakhand, wherein you will find out Draupadi as Panchali. Anga Raj or Anga kingdom was actually given to Karna to rule upon. In that time, Anga Raj was not that developed, and that's fascinating fact. That's today's Bengal and Bangladesh altogether as a combination. So it used to be Ongo Rajya that time, right? Then Magad, today's Bihar, where it was the kingdom of Jarasandha. Then, of course, Gandhar. That's interesting. Gandhar is today's Afghanistan, where we had Gandhari as wife of Dhritarashtra, which is, of course, I'm going to touch later on. That will come later, of course, not today's sharing. Then Cambodia, which is probably the Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, that area. Oh yeah, don't get a shock. It's actually going towards Russia. Well, Arjun actually owned this land because when Yudhishthir did Rajshri Yagya, Arjun went there and owned that entire land. Matsyaraja is today's Rajasthan or MP, where we had King Virat, and Uttara married Abhimanyu. The son of Arjun is Abhimanyu, who married Uttara. Then we have Avanti, which is near MP. Probably it was owned by Shahadev, one of the brother of Pandavas. Then we have Malla, which is central UP. Bhim used to rule it as per my small information. Then we have a lot of different other places, but I'm not sure if this is right or wrong. We had Chola Rajvansh, which is today's Tamil Nadu. It's Pandya and Chola. So Pandya and Chola, মানে Chola kingdomটা practically তখন ছিল Chola kingdom, যেটা আজকের তামিলনাড়ু. So as per my data, this entire Chola kingdom or Chola Rajvansh, who took part of Mahabharata Kurukshetra fight, they took side of Pandavas that time. Fascinating, right? Southern part of India, wherein you saw in Ramayana time, Ravan used to rule that area, the Lanka area, and we had Vanars that area. They used to be really uplifted clans. In Mahabharata time, they supported Pandavas. But to dig into this Chola kingdom will take a lot of different activities, and of course I have to dedicate probably 2 to 3 different days to define the Chola kingdom. Today's live, I'm going to share about the entire detail about Shantunu and how probably the seed of Kurukshetra fight started long back with this storyline. Shantanu used to rule Hastinapur. If you don't know, Shantanu was a charming young king who once went for hunting near the riverbank of Ganga. All of a sudden, he saw a beautiful lady coming out of the water, and Shantanu fell in love with her, and he asked that, "Who are you?" The lady said that, "My name is Ganga. I am a goddess of this particular river." Shantanu proposed her and said that, "I am the king of Hastinapur. I want to marry you." Ganga said that, "Okay, fine, tomorrow morning probably I'll give you my reply." Next day morning, Shantanu went to the river bank, and Ganga said that, "I am okay to marry you, but I have a very little thing that you need to maintain." Shantanu asked her that, "What is that thing?" Ganga said that, "If you ask me any question for any of my acts, well, I will leave you. That's the only thing that I want from you. I don't need anything more." Shantanu said yes, that he will never ask any question to Ganga. Time passed by. Shantanu and Ganga had their first kid, first child. But the newborn baby, Ganga took him and thrown into the water. Likewise, she, one after one, put away each and every newborn baby. When the 7th one she put in the water, Shantanu really became angry. And he really wanted to understand what is the reason of it. When the 8th baby took birth, the 8th child, just like the others, Ganga wanted to throw it away in the water. But Shantanu then couldn't resist himself. Shantanu asked her that, "Why are you doing this? Why are you throwing away our son? Aren't you a mother?" Ganga said that, "Well, King, you probably forgot that if you ask me question for my acts, I'm going to leave you. But I'm going to give you the exact reply why I'm doing this. These 8 babies are actually not from this world. They are from Adobe. So let me tell you the entire consequences what happened. I am daughter of Lord Brahma, and you in your past life used to be there in Adobe. You are a friend of Lord Indra. Once I came in the Indra's Rajsava, and somehow both of us looked at each other and we just fall in love with each other. All of a sudden the wind blown and my achal went off from my body. That particular time, each and every devta didn't look at me, but you and me, we were staring with each other. We couldn't resist ourselves. We were in love. So Brahma became really angry, and he cursed both of us. Said that, go to the mortal world, take birth as a normal human being. And hence that's the reason you and me both are here in this mortal world. And these 8 different babies that you have seen, these are 8 Vasus. If you remember, in one of my live I was explaining about the Tetrish Koti Devta, which is 8 Vasu, remember? So these are these 8 Vasus whom Ganga was actually throwing away in the water so that they can go directly to Adobe. Well, the 8th one, because Shantunu saved him, Ganga said that I'm going to keep this baby with me. I'll not give it to you, but I will give him a name. His name is Devbrata. So Ganga took Devbrata with her. Shantanu became really alone in the kingdom. After so many years, all of a sudden, Shantanu saw that someone put a dam in Ganga and the entire water is blocked. And it is because of few bit of arrows someone used. He got a shock. He went towards the river bank and saw that there is a young chap who actually did the entire thing. Shantanu then saw Ganga in front of him. Ganga said, that's our son, Devbrata. As I said, I nourished him, cherished him, and made him a strong warrior so that he can probably continue his life with you. Shantanu became really happy. Ganga went off directly to Adobe because that was meant to be. Like that time, Ganga is supposed to go to Adobe. Devbrata stayed with Shantanu. Shantanu was really happy. Devbrata was actually a very wise person, and his wise name is amazing. But before I go and dig into the Devbrata's wise activities, let me tell you another interesting fact. When Devbrata was not there, Shantanu was moving here and there without son, without wife. He all of a sudden found 2 kids crying in front of a jungle. They were Rishi Putra and Rishi Putri. That means a young kid, and one was a daughter, one was a male one. That is a male and a female. It is hard to define in English because these terms are actually from Sanskrit. I'm trying my best. Shantanu gave name to these 2 young kids. One was Kripa, another one is Kripi. Later on, I'll tell you this 2 interesting facts of this young Rishi Kumar and Kumari, which is Kripa and Kripi. Anyway, Shantanu got his son back with extreme happiness. He asked that, who actually taught you all these kind of weapons? Who is giving you all the wisdom? So Devbrata said that, well, I got all these kind of strength and all these kind of Asrashika, the exact kind of fighting capabilities from a Rishi. I'm not going to give you the name of that Rishi because I know that there are audience who is actually watching this live. So this is a homework for you. You need to find out and figure out who was that Rishi who actually trained Devbrata, which is known as Bhishma later on. Yeah, that's your homework. Well, one interesting fact, as I said earlier, Jahane Bharate Tahane Bharate. That means what is not there in Mahabharata, that is not there in Bharatvarsha. It's full of knowledge which is connecting this Kali Yuga with different kind of knowledge. Now, one interesting fact. Have you seen a bird is flying? He needs 2 wings, right? In a metaphor, in life, if you have knowledge as 1 wing, and if you have karma as another wing, if both is there with you, then only you can fly. As a human being, if you have knowledge and karma, both, then you are successful. If you have only one, it's going to be very difficult. Second input, which is probably Shukra Niti. I can go dig into it. I can go very deep into it. I can dig a lot of more wise words. But in any way, Shukraniti says that if you have started some kind of karma, some kind of work, then you must finish that work. If you're not finishing that work, then the karma will finish you. Then the work will actually finish you. That's the law of nature. So if you are doing something in your life, it can be anything, it can be any work. And if you're not finishing off your work, the law of nature says that karma will end this up. Yeah, interesting, right? Probably this actually happened with Ravan. Ravan started building staircase, or rather, that's the English. Well, Ravan started building some kind of pathway to go directly to Swarg, from Earth directly to Swarg. So probably a interdimensional break, or probably a tunnel through which you can go directly to Swargalok. Ravan never ever felt that he should finish it very fast, and hence, you know what happened with Ravana. Yeah, so that's a fascinating fact. Well, actually, the end part of the work can tell you whether the work is good or the work is bad, or starting point of the time when you have started that work, whether the intention was good or intention was bad. It can be only defined when you have finished that work. For today, this is it. I'm gonna come again, once again, multiple times, because Mahabharata is really big, and this is one of my favorite subject to talk upon and discuss upon. Open for question, open for probably discussions. If you have questions, input, discussion points, feel free to comment, feel free to share, and feel free to watch this live once again. I'm so sorry I'm not regular and active because of so many things that is happening in life. But yeah, for sure, once again, I'm gonna come up and share few bit of inputs. For the date, please freeze Sunday. I'll be live in Sunday for sure. So be ready with all of your questions. I'll be more than happy to answer that. Thank you so much.